All right, welcome to Vicky 3 Academy. I'm Walker, and we're going to discuss a really interesting one today. We're discussing urban planning. So normally whenever I do one of these Vicky 3 Academy critical technology things, I try to focus on the things that the cutting edge kind of countries want to keep an eye out for. But this one is so important in terms of like setting yourself up economically if you don't have it, that I think it has to be given a video, because the urban planning is if you don't have it, you cannot grow the same way. So what does urban planning do? Urban planning, first of all, it's going to give you a slight bonus to your construction sector max level. That's nice, but not critical. Ultimately, most of the countries that do not start with urban planning are not going to have the size economy necessary to like max out their wood construction at the beginning of the game anyway. But infrastructure from population is pretty helpful, especially in like higher population density countries, because otherwise you might run out of infrastructure, and maximum infrastructure from population is also really helpful. So the passives here from urban planning are like maybe about a C minus. They're a little less than I would want from a technology, but fortunately that's not why it's good. This is why this thing is so good. So market squares is going to increase production of services, which if you are starting to grow like a real economy, one that is using consumption taxes on services, those are like basically I think the best economies most of the time. This is a way to get extra services flowing around in your economy, which means that you might be able to convince some of the lower strata pops to prioritize it a little more once they get a higher standard of living, and thereby put a little bit of extra squeeze on the rich pops. But this is I think the real reason that this is so good. Like all of the things that upgrade your construction sectors are kind of the best in the game. There's a special note that I was originally going to do a centralization episode here rather than urban planning, but urban planning is actually like surprisingly less distributed than centralization. The only place that centralization is missing pretty much is like here in sub-Saharan Africa, whereas there are a lot of areas that do not have urban planning. So here we are as Burma, we don't have urban planning. I think Kutai doesn't have it. Nope, Kutai doesn't have it. Do the Philippines have it? They do because of the Spanish connection. But out here, of course, neither urban planning nor centralization. Does Transvaal have it? They have both, but of course Zulu will have neither. But like the distribution on urban planning, look, Sikh Empire doesn't even have it. That means that prior to developing urban planning, your iron is basically useless. And because of how unbelievably strong iron frame buildings are at just like getting construction up and going and moving and building and like actually developing your economy, not to mention the fact that this is a prerequisite for law enforcement, and I really do think that you need dedicated police force. I think that this is a necessary law under virtually every single combination, because it's just good for you. Like no matter what you're doing, you're gonna have infinite radicals and they're gonna be furious with you all the time. So like you might as well have police. This is and of course urban planning necessary for modern sewage into steel frame buildings. So like this is one of these texts that if you do not start with this and you're researching anything else, I'm curious as to why. Academia maybe, but you got to fix your economy first, and then you can pay for eggheads to like stand around and talk about whatever technology they want to research next. Get iron. All right. Yep, that's Walker, and that's urban planning. All right, take care.